We are about to celebrate our 100th episode, and we want you there. Media Litter Sandwich, we are recording our 100th episode on July 21st, 2018 at Falling Down Beer Company in Warren, Michigan. The event starts around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's free. So come down, hang out. If you need more details, check out the website at MediaLitterSandwich.com. And if you want to help out, email us at podcast@MediaLitterSandwich.com.
Today on Media Litter Sandwich, Charles D. Moisant will be pontificating about his projects. Yes, is this worth your time? You be the judge.
Welcome to Media Litter Sandwich. We are still at DownRiver Comic Con in Lincoln Park, Michigan at the Lincoln Park High School.
Because it's bloody awesome and brilliantly great. Our friend Chris, the genius councilman, is actually not a jerk politician, but a good politician because he puts on this great show for us.
Yeah, that would be today's guest. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, my name's not Chris. I'm Charles D. Moisant of SilverPhoenixEntertainment.net.
And you're also one of the featured guests.
I am?
You're in the book.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, what a scam. I just tell everybody, oh, yeah, here, follow Barnhart. Oh, we definitely want him, but it's a 2-for-1 deal. Then it's like... And then I say, look, you don't have to pay for me. We'll drive in the same car. Driving this and do that, do this, do that. So it's 2-for-1. And then they check out online Philo, and then like, oh my God, we gotta get Philo here. 2-for-1. All right. I don't have to pay anything for you? No. And then by the end of the show, they're like, oh my God, you got such a personality. You gotta come back, Charles. And then poor Philo, as he's drawing away.
Okay, so I'm Toaden from Toaden.com. You can find Media Litter Sandwich at MediaLitterSandwich.com.
I just thought of 4 jokes, and the 5th one is inappropriate on that one.
Kiss it off, man. Kiss it off.
Oh, but speaking of kiss it off, look at that codpiece over there. Now, I'll bet you that's a hard truth to swallow.
Oh, wow. Okay, so real quick, with me is
Would that be considered the second coming?
Real quick, Crazy Mark was not the crazy one today from
CrazyMark.com.
Whoa, crazy?
Cappuccino time.
He's on himself, right? On the mark?
And let's go and get a shot of our sponsor today
Yes.
from Crusader Cross.
Starting from the codpiece on up.
Crusader Cross.
You see how big it is? It's truth. He's like the man.
This whole episode is about to be just director's cut.
And what he likes to do is say word, but he points out the sword, so I don't know what the connotation in that is.
Yeah, he doesn't say truth be told.
No.
He just points at the codpiece and like,
Faster than a speeding locomotive.
Able
to leap a tall pile of
your
items
comic
in a
is
single bound.
very gritty, very unlike this very crazy episode, apparently.
Please
Right.
do not join the military because they can't handle the truth.
And that brings us to, we are played on DV Radio. That's
VD?
Dysfunctional Veteran Radio.
Ow. Wow.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Wow. VD radio. I'd keep the truth away from the VD. You don't want it to get anywhere close to that.
Go there.
Oh, wow.
That's a real
Why is it
shock.
green?
Hey, DV6,
I thought it was red.
Have you ever thought about people with dyslexia when you chose
He's gonna pull out his
the
hammer
acronym
soon.
DD?
Oh my God. Very disciplined? Is that what it is? Very disciplined radio, where we obey all the rules.
All right, Crusader Cross. Do you have any words you'd like to say in the 20 seconds that you have to say?
Tell this guy
Say
to
this really
shut up.
fast. A lot of comic book artists and writers, we have a lot of questions about like how to get into movies and stuff like that. My story is a post-apocalyptic story and everything. Like, what's the best way about converting like a comic book series into like a movie?
Is it during the 1,000-year reign?
No, It's actually like a post-apocalyptic story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like Bibling it. Like, is it like after the 1,000-year reign? Is it during the 1,000-year reign?
No. It's a little bit before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now here's the thing, you know. As
John
far as
Carpenter's or a Fantastic Four?
No, really. Now, did you draw the art in this?
Yeah, I did all
You're the
art
artist?
and the writing.
Dude, it's looking professional,
Hold on, let me
man.
take a look
Thumbs
at
up.
this.
Oh, okay,
I
thank
might
you.
have him do some
Appreciate
horror.
it.
Yeah, I think it's right on, you know, with graphic novels and stuff.
Oh, my
what do
God.
you think, man?
Ooh.
Hey, I'm impressed. This guy's cool and groovy. Brilliant. Nice.
No, wait, where'd you get the idea for the whole character look?
Oh,
you
well, I
know?
got the idea from the Bible. The armor of God and everything that describes in the book of Ephesians, actually, chapter 6, describes like a helmet of salvation, a breastplate of righteousness and everything.
All right.
I want to incorporate that like in the story as a powerful force and a supernatural tool to fight evil.
Right on. Because with that silver, you know, the headpiece and everything right there,
He's
at some point from a distance, you remind me of Idak from Lost in Space. Like, you're going to crush, kill, and destroy evil. You know, that kind of thing.
destroy. Warning. Crush, kill, destroy. Wait, is this 20 Seconds of Fame up now? Damn, you guys are mean.
Okay, where can we find the comic at?
You can find it at www.reborncomics.com. You can also find it at 9 Planets. And right now, we're still kind of finding out different venues to put it in.
Thank you.
Readmorecomix.com. Is that spelled ReadMoreComics.com?
Yes.
Wow. Go there, and if you don't, you're a loser who eats farts. Like
You
the
heard the
guy
man, you
in
know.
South Park.
And then
Yum,
you-
yum, 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 yum. I like eating Cartman's farts. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Wasn't
Hey,
it?
he said it,
how
not me.
crazy are your comics? Because you're like,
Mine are boring. No. Wait. Mine are as size as him. Say,
Huh?
see?
Me?
He talked. I got him to
talk?
talk this episode.
Yay! Not many people can do that.
Yes.
Not
he's
many.
Like, he's like so he's so excited. This guy, he's like stalking. He's like one of those stalkers, a tax collector.
He's watching you.
Yeah, he is. He's like, oh hi, you've got a bigger
at a
handlebar
Comic Con,
mustache.
that's a good thing.
Having guys watch me with handlebar mustaches.
Wait a second, yeah, because you would never rollerblade or roller skate around.
I skate. I sponsor the Chicago Outfitter Roller Derby team. One of my comic titles is called Roller Derby Drama, where all derby girls have superpowers. Imagine.
I'd read it.
Yeah, so imagine their bat flake attitude. Sorry, ladies. With having superpowers. So it's almost like the Misfits, but they're derby girls. Remember the Misfits superpower show on? Oh my God! It's so funny. Imagine these idiots who get superpowers. And they do stupid stuff because they're idiots.
Anything to do with the band?
No, that's the best part, you know. But so try to watch. I think it's on Hulu, but watch Misfits. It's a British comedy, so it's only like 6 episodes a season. It's funny.
Hey, wait. Do any of them do bondage?
Yes.
Oh, hey, man,
You know?
I'm going to read it.
You know, I mean,
there.
you know, one guy is able to switch powers for people, but he has to reach the height of ecstasy to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so as he's being attacked by somebody, he buggers them and then steals his power and is able to escape. And then he gives it to somebody else. You know, he stops the apocalypse and starts it again by mistake because he gets a little too aroused. Then there's the other guy who time travels, but he got kicked off of the Olympic track team because he tried drugs once. You know, and so he can rewind time.
Wait. You're doing a lot of great talk here. Do you have any samples to back it up, man? I want to see it now. Now I want to see it.
Go to Hulu. That's not my thing. I'm like advertising
yeah, let's
everybody
talk
else.
about some of your things.
Oh, yeah. But, well, go to silverphoenix.net. Silver Phoenix, that's spelled Phoenix.net, because some people thought it was phallus. Like, oh, silver, you do porn? Like, no, you idiots. It's Silver Phoenix, because I keep coming back from the dead.
See,
You know, things crash
can
and
you
burn.
Get the domain name Silver Phallus and then just send it over.
No, you can do that because you want to have your sponsors Silver Truth. It's true.
No, what you do is, because we own like a half dozen, domain names. If
Really?
you go to it, yeah. So if you just type in media sandwich, or no, media litter, that's it. You
Yep.
go to
I think he does want a
medialitter.com,
sandwich.
It'll just send you over to medialairsandwich.com.
Yes. What is your thought?
Do exactly like he says.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Make fun of him.
Yeah, and I learned that from that guy. So
Really?
Yep.
do what I say because I listen to him.
He's like so insightful. So Roller Derby Drama is one of my titles. Another one that's been doing really well is Haunting Tales of Bachelor's Grove. That's loosely based off of the real
tell.
haunted cemetery. If you look,
tell.
again, if you look on it, you can see that it's a haunted cemetery,
Which cemetery is this?
Bachelor's Grove.
Bachelor's Grove.
And you have a haunted house, and you have a haunted pond. The mob used to like dump bodies into it. So what I've done with my friend Brian K. Morris of Rising Tide Publication, he's the main writer on this. Basically, we like old creepy eerie style. We have high art,
Yeah, go ahead. Do you
yeah.
have a haunted strip club in it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm buying that. I'm looking at it too.
Well, here's the deal with a haunted house:
Yeah.
is it could polymorph. So one episode it might be a hospital, another episode it might be a saloon, another episode might be a brothel. Depending on what it wants
he's
you
got
to
class.
attract.
He calls it a brothel.
The way that it's divided is the house is lawful evil. It plays games with you and it tries to destroy you and crush you. It tends to let good people go because they don't taste good. But if you're dark and nefarious, or it makes up rules. If you beat the game by the rules, it will let you go. But the rules are very tough. The cemetery is like the kindest of the three, if you could call evil kind. She tends to ignore you, leave you alone, but if you get her upset, she'll crush you with your headstones. She's like the most passive.
See, I'd get pissed off and I'd pull my Beetlejuice card on that one.
Beetlejuice, what are you talking about, Toots?
So we can't say Beetlejuice. Never mind.
Right. Damn, he won't say it. He's
Yeah.
smart. Look at this guy sneaking up with a video camera. He's like, I'm going to video too. The worst of the three is the pond. She's chaotic evil, and she's constantly hungering for more. Now, what we've done is, not only have anthology stories, so which the pond may deal with one type of story, the cemetery story X, the house story Y. You also have the humans who fight it. Right. You got Ron Fitzgerald. In real life, he is a illusionist, but in the story, he is a dark magician who tries to use it for good. You have Kadrosha Ona, Queen of the Paranormal, an actual figure who does paranormal investigations. So she uses white magic to fight the cemetery, but often they're stalemated. Then you got Lilith, the creepiest of the three. They're almost counterparts to the entities. Lilith is a sociopath, actually a psychopath, and she's a serial killer. But she discovered monsters are real, so she can get off killing monsters all that she wants. And her husband is a Republican congressman, so it's there's a little joke there that he has no idea what's going on, and she'll sneak off, and the Secret Service covers for her, and the Secret Service discovers their monsters too, and she's like, keep it quiet and whatnot. Perfect trope. Has a perfect false personality, yet that she's the perfect trophy wife. She hates the color orange, and the only reason why she hasn't killed people that she doesn't ever want to wear orange. That's it. Otherwise,
So if she killed people, she'd have to wear orange?
prison.
That's a
prison
real
colors.
pumpkin.
Oh,
Their
yeah,
jumpsuit.
makes sense.
Right. You're like one of those Barbies. You pulled it so tight that your balls went in. You're like, wait, go back down, please. Oh no, how do our babies now?
And speaking of all this
I think
paranormal
once I go
stuff,
back and edit this, I'll understand the joke.
Yeah.
and speaking of all this paranormal stuff, do you think it's just become another trend, another fad?
It can be, the sense is people say that my comics have a retro feel to it, and I do try to get high quality artists. I've gotten a lot of retired artists who've been burned in the industry.
Because I'll tell you what, all this paranormal stuff is making me want to keep my orbs to myself. But yeah, back to the industry, the guys that have been burned.
Yeah, Cynthia Martin, I've gotten her to do work for me. She did Star Wars, things like that, but she was just brutalized by the industry. Rob Moran has done wonderful work for me. Robert E. Brown.
Cool.
Jeff Moy. Phil Moy. And people are like, wow, you got some real names. Chris Akaleos. Has any of you ever watched Heavy Metal?
Heavy metal?
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Remember
movie.
Turn on the Sword?
Yes.
That gentleman has been kind enough to do work with me.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so you can check him out. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I also have a Zombie Annihilation, and that's my cheapo book. That's like my $1.50 book. And imagine in that universe, zombie is possession from another dimension, not infection. So you potentially could push the entity out if you're bit by one, if you have enough strength of will. So, makes it kind of cool. And, it's always a financial struggle because, unfortunately, on the dark side, my mother was hit with a Ponzi scheme. My mom owns the company. And over $250,000, about $110,000 was lost, which in damages cost us $250,000. For example, before my divorce, I blew through the retirement in a day trying to put a stop to things. And instead, I just would have ignored it and when you spend in a panic, you lose money.
Okay.
When you are calculating and just see how things go, you can take advantages and do well things. How do people pay 15% in taxes? They know the laws and they don't panic. How do people lose a lot of money? Well, they panic. For example, when a stock dips so much, you sell everything off when it's down, and then it goes up. Oh, well, higher to what it was before. Guess what? You lost, idiot. Instead of being patient, you panic. But the other thing that is kind of fun is working with Philo Barnhart. I heard that you talked to him.
Yeah, we had him on.
Yeah. What was interesting was he at the time, he was like working for a slumlord, as how he describes it. This guy kept him at minimum wage for 12 years doing his high art.
What, man? That's radical enough for me to go out and start fights, man.
Yeah. But he's a very gentle soul. And I'm like, hey, come with me to a convention. A one-day convention, this gentleman pulled in more than he had in 3 months working for the slumlord.
Wow.
Then we started doing things monthly, and he's like, you know what? This is nuts. And so he moved to the area, introduced him to his beautiful wife. He's now married, to his Chinese wife, and has a stepson. So he's like, I've always wanted a family, and he's very happy, and we still do cons. So
I got a question. You find that, artists are taken advantage of so much? This sounds like,
a lot. A lot, unfortunately.
We've all experienced it. It's terrible.
A good example was I was hired by a Fortune 500 company to do medical illustrations.
Okay.
But that's not my forte. So I hired a group of artists, about 13 of them, because they gave me a ridiculous deadline. They were a year behind in what they were needing to do. And I told them they wanted me to get it done in 3 weeks. I said, no, this is going to be done in a month. In 3 months. And they're like, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, look, the reason why you've gone to me is that you're out of options. I'm like this little idiot guy. And here's the deal I'll make, is that if you get sued by your backers or clients or whatever, I'll take the brunt of it. I'll take the blame. I'll take the hit. I'll take the financial hit. But you financially back me. You put that into the contract. This is a back deal for us. So what I did was I got 13 artists. They gave us 3 months to do it. I got it done in a month and a half. So it looked really good. Now, the point of the story is one of the artists, I was giving a high amount for a panel strip, basically, which every artist jumped onto it. They were like, oh my God, yes. This one young girl, we didn't discuss the price. She just wanted to do it. She gave me an invoice, and it was only $20.
What?
It was way too low. And I'm like, no. And I just wrote the normal amount. And I said, I adjusted your invoice because this is what everybody else is making. You're basically getting paid the same thing. She called me up tearful. I'm like, a little nervous. Like, uh-oh. I'm like, hi, you're crying. I said, yeah, because I'm so happy. I'm like, what? Well, okay, what's going on? She had her hours cut from her grocery store job. She didn't know how she was going to pay rent. She got my check in. Because I adjusted it, she is able to pay for the next 2 months and still have money to eat.
Nice.
And I said, look, I told her not to ever devalue yourself and act like a man when it comes to invoicing.
So yeah, you got to beware out there about throwing your pearls to swine.
Yes.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's just
Video version's different than the audio version.
yeah.
But you know, so that's one of my ethics, and you know, and that, in fact, another artist who came back to me.
Saved by the Bell.
You know, his wife was like, "Why would you work for him? He's like a little guy, blah blah blah." And da. The one reputation I do have is I do pay my artists. I mean, it might be slow pay, it might be tough. It's like $20 here, $30, $50, but I pay. And if I had real resources, hey, figure out, just donate money, yay. Actually, I'm going to be doing something soon. I should talk about some games I'm developing.
Yes. Yeah. What kind of games? Computer games? Tabletop
Board games.
Tabletop.
And a tabletop game. Okay. Robert E. Brown has just developed a game using open source licensing called Dungeon Lord. So imagine Dungeons and Dragons.
Lord.
Something like Dungeons and Dragons Pathfinder, except the rules have been simplified so you can start in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've been around a board game or any kind of role-playing game. I've either given up or you take all this time to try to read to make sure you do the directions right, following it. Nobody gets screwed over while you're playing and that kind of thing. And 20 minutes?
20 minutes you can get your character designed.
Yeah, I never understood you should totally check out this game. Okay, cool. So this is how you design your character. Check out this book and this book and this book.
Yeah.
These are all the things you need to roll on if you want this kind, I can't go through all the characters because there's so many, but I can't do homework to play a game.
You need a super nerd.
I understand.
$400 later.
I just.
Hello, I'm a super nerd. Well,
I'll just take an afternoon with Photoshop and I'll create my own character.
Yeah, I just want. If I want to play a game, I want to play some Candyland or something.
Yeah.
Just get me in. Let me do it.
Well, very soon we're going to be kickstartering his book. So when that time comes, I'll let you know. And done by Robert E. Brown. And, he's out of hiatus, and this is going to be awesome. Also, another game I'm doing with my good buddy Mike Giba, is a dungeon crawl game. So all you do is open up the board, and you could, by rolling one die, you can get started playing the game.
Okay, so let me get this right. You have a board game where you open the dungeon door, kind of like Mystery Date.
Yes.
Oh man, it's Mystery Date for dragons and dungeons and stuff.
And throughout the game, you have monster encounters, and as you battle monsters, you may get we call them fiends. As you battle the fiends, you may be able to get Hall, and the goal is to try to get Ultimate Hall.
So in other words, you open the door and you get a mystery monster.
Right. After you move a bit into the dungeon.
Do you get any mystery maidens if you open the door?
You can, but they try to kill you.
Oh, man.
Because they're jerks.
I'm talking about a chick, man. Like
we actually do have a chick, Ken,
tough chick.
Who's a jerk. He's a jerk chicken. And he insults you.
A lot of chickens are peckerheads.
Right. Good thing Truth is away from that one. But and the art, I showed you some of the art. So you got characters that you can play, and it's a post-apocalyptic world. Everything's rotted, everything's disgusting. Most of the characters are female because most guys haven't survived. But you got like a virgin princess, a bastard virgin princess. You got a time-traveling, multi-dimensional superhero from another dimension, but he's been captured and he's a doppelganger. You got, a Frankenstein-type lady, except when she defeats you in battle, she likes your body part, she'll rip it off and sew it on.
I figured out why we didn't survive into the future.
Why?
We spent all our money on your art.
Yes. So that's another Kickstarter that's going on. Something that's really cool is my son has, I'll show this to you. My son has this weird aptitude to just hand draw mazes. Okay, so within 5 minutes, my son hand drew this with his finger.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. I see Pac-Man.
And that's with his finger, not with
waka,
his
waka, waka,
Right.
waka, waka.
Right. And as you take a look at carefully, put a little, right there is a pattern. But there are many places where you can get lost. And he just has this aptitude on drawing. He started when he was 10. And I was going to try to do a Kickstarter when he was 10 and be like, ha ha ha, like this little kid, make money. But, now he's going to college and he's being disciplined. He's drawing a minimum of 24 mazes, so we're going to put out a book. And then people can have custom mazes done, for it. And hopefully make some money to help him with college.
Right.
So that's another
have mazes with like hidden messages in it, with like logos and stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah, like imagine one for your radio show maze. So what would sound better? Amazing Sam or Amazing Guy? With the maze, UH-maze-ing-
I would go and see which domain is open. See which one you get the .com for.
Okay. You think I should make a .com for it?
Oh yeah. .coms are still like the first thing. You'd rather have a .com than .net.
Oh yeah, like me, stuck with silverphoenix.net. I had a chance to buy it for $1,800, and
oh man,
I didn't, and now they want $50,000.
Oh man,
jerks. But if I do buy silverphoenix.com, it means I've been extremely successful.
See, now what you should do is misspell silverphoenix.com, misspell it a couple ways, and see which one of those are open and start buying those. When people misspell it, they get redirected to yours.
Really?
But I will give you a kind of a hint here that you could try something like silverphoenix.wordpress.com and you could still get the great search engine response.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but the response would be almost the same as the .net too. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go do it now before the episode comes out.
Okay, because what I've been doing is silverphoenix.net. You need the net to catch the bird. So that's been my tagline.
Oh, there you go.
What's with all the, you say that you're mostly known for things looking retro. Why does it all look retro?
Because that's what I like. It's cool looking.
You just want is it just reliving your childhood? Or?
No, it's just neat. I mean, all right. The art in comic books were like very anatomically correct, a lot of cool detail. It had a semi-realistic look to it instead of this wannabe wonky anime style. It's like awful.
But what about those comic book codes, man?
Well, I don't have to adhere to them. Who cares?
All right, we're talking underground stuff.
What kind of paper do you use for the comic books? Because I'm wondering if you're using like newsprint.
Yes. On some of the titles. My ultimate goal is to get enough sponsors so I can just give my books away for free. Okay. For example, I have an educational book I'm developing called with a police officer, Jeff Moy, Brian K. Morris, Tom Kelly, who did the cover, and for an alternate color, Dominic Whitney, and I forgot the guy's name who did the letter, like Devin something. He's cool. But for History of Police in America, and Hopia is the anagram for it, I am hoping that when kids read this book, they'll start to realize police officers are just like us, men and women with jobs. So the story is about a fictional multicultural family, Irish, Hispanic, and African American. The daughter, Hopia, is a mix of all three, has gotten very cynical about the police, even though she's from a police family. And grandfather's like, look, this is a family tradition. You got to continue it. It's like, no way. Police suck. I mean, not you guys, but forget you. So he talks about the history, the importance of it, the negative things of it, the positive things of it. By the end of it, she realizes the best way to make a change is from within. So the first book deals with the Watchmen to pre-Miranda. The second issue, post-Miranda to 9/11. The third one is 9/11 to the modern 6 pillars. We also plan to branch into other areas on that. For example, SWAT, the development of SWAT, the detective, CSI, how that evolved. So you understand by demystifying all the different aspects of the police, it's easier to humanize it. For example, if the media were to constantly harp on negative indiscretions of teachers with students, would you ever send your child to school?
Probably not.
Right. And they do it, they report it, and then it goes away. Mm-hmm. But when there's a transgression or a misassumed transgression or misperceived transgression of a police against a private citizen, the media keeps pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and perpetuating the fear, which is false. I mean, yes, they're armed. Yes, they do this. Yes, you're supposed to obey what they say. Yes, sometimes there are some problems that come in it. But if there was mutual respect on both sides, or at least a dialogue, perhaps the tension would calm down and you won't have XYZ people being shot. I mean, here's a good example. I told you about Chief of Police. Years ago, there was a perp who was shot by a police officer. And at the time, City Man, our community organizer, Barack Obama, organized Al Sharpton to basically say anti-white police. But then the chief of police came out and says, hey, I need to correct something. Pointing out that the person who was shot was African-American. 4 police were also African-American. And Al Sharpton is, why are we here, Barack? And Barack just grinned, smiled, and said, we got to start somewhere. So if you have people that keep perpetuating a problem or creating a problem when there isn't, somebody has to help correct the record. And maybe people will look at what I say. I'm not cutting down our former great president. I'm not cutting down Al Sharpton. I'm not cutting down the police officers who shot the perp. But, what is the real truth? Is the real truth of what at the time, was told, or was it what so.
Yeah, how's the media portraying it? Why,
Correct. Correct. And I'm not saying false media, this and that, but, I don't know. So that it's just strange, interesting things.
And I know the truth could be a codpiece and Crusader.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Is there a chapter on booster cars?
Yes. Like that could be a neat one. Wire forge used for most police vehicles. Is it that it's an American-made car? Is it a special deal? Technologies of the police. I mean, but that's not it. I also want to go into other areas of education, like what is a councilman? What do they do?
Where's Chris at?
Yeah. I mean, what do they do except, hello, I'm voted, everybody. What does an alderman do? What does a mayor do? I mean, seriously, do you know what a mayor does?
Get all the blame.
What he does is he says that there's no more toys allowed in Christmas Town. You gotta listen to the Burgermeister.
I honestly don't know.
Get put
Right.
in a position where
We
you
don't
get
know.
extra money and
Yeah, there you go.
But okay, let's say that with my comic books, I'm able to put out 1 million units away for free, and people understand what a mayor does, how government works, understand the intricacies. And if we have more real knowledge on this and we're less, boobing around, not understanding, would things with society work out better? Would things like Ferguson not happen? Because there's far more understanding, not only with the police, with the public, with how government works, with, this and that. I don't know. It's just a goofy guy. If you want to donate to History of Police in America, please go to GoFundMe.com and /History of Police. And,
So why are you using GoFundMe and not like Indiegogo or Kickstarter?
I did a Kickstarter, which failed. One of my first failures in a very long time.
Okay.
The demographics for white males over 40, and that's not the normal demographic for Kickstarter. And I only had 2 pages done at the time, and I've had, some people say that I'm taking too light on the subject, making it too pampered to the police. Well, they didn't see the part, what happened to slaves when they escaped, who were called the police to retrieve them. Back, so and that's one of the tough stories.
Yeah, I know we interviewed the 3 wise men yesterday. They said they usually do Kickstarters 6 months prior to release.
Right.
I know several, usually the comic book's already done or almost done by the time they start the Kickstarter. Of course, the first Kickstarter I backed is still not fully up and running, and that was like 6 years ago.
What?
I don't remember.
Was Detroit Needs a RoboCop?
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
What is this? Tell me.
Yeah, Detroit needs a RoboCop.
Which,
Detroit needs a
now
RoboCop.
the statue is done, and it will be for the Michigan Michigan Science Center in Detroit.
Yeah, they
They're
had.
finally going to do it?
Yeah, they had a
Oh,
very
yeah.
hard time finding a spot to put it because a lot of people didn't want it. And
They had a
plus
hard
the guy
time
Why?
because they couldn't do the
statue-
golden statue of Diggum.
Oh, my
Plus,
God.
also the guy doing the statue had a lot of health issues, so
Oh,
he
yeah,
had
that
to take
too.
a hiatus from it too. But yep, there's we're
Yeah.
finally gonna get a really. Oh yeah, apparently some of the parts were mismatched too, but it's all fixed.
What?
So we're just gonna have like a 10-foot or a 12-foot RoboCop.
Oh, that's cool.
In front of the Science Center.
And whatever happened to that 100-foot tall statue of Michael Jackson, huh?
I wouldn't know.
Wait, is there a Michael Jackson statue?
I have no idea.
That was
but
years
this-
ago.
Really?
Michael Jackson, 100-foot tall
But
statue.
we're a stone throws away from Detroit, so I want the RoboCop.
Yeah, that's cool to have RoboCop there. I mean, how cool is that? You know? Oh, one of my comics that I think you'll like. Are we able to swear?
You are.
Well, it's imagine. I'll do it in a censored way. The first two letters are SH. It faced Jim, heroic drunk driver. You just can't stay MADD at him. Now this guy is a kind of like a cross between a drunk Punisher and a drunk Dexter. And what he does is he gets extremely sauced and drives around slaughtering rapists, murderers, child molesters, and has an encounter.
They got a superhero like that out of Port Huron. He's called the Alcoholic. The
Oh
more
my
beer he
God.
drinks, the more powerful he becomes.
Wow. They should have It Faced Jim. And
No, actually, he goes by Cannonball Doom. That's his alternate.
Cannonball Doom. So can you
Yeah.
imagine a crossover? Well, my friend wrote this, Colin Corcoran, and this guy used to do Skittle commercials and stuff like that. And, you know, the coloring is like really brown and awful because everyone has a crappy attitude. But until the culmination of the comic book happens where he, quote, takes out the ultimate, quote, bad guy. I disagree with it politically, but, you know, on different levels. But it is funny. And I got paid well to draw it, you know. And then when they're done, San Francisco has like the biggest parade ever, bigger than a pride parade. You know, people are so happy with the outcome of what Jim did. And then he realizes, uh-oh, there's another one. And he gets in the car and he drives off to Vegas. So I'll show you that one. But it's very funny. You know, very, very stupid. But basically, you know, the police in that one are like just, you got one honest guy. You know, the guy with the mustache, he's like super honest, constantly trying to want to do things by the book. But his commander keeps, you know, letting go Jim because it's like, he does our job for us. You know, we don't have to pull out the guns or deal with these perps. You know, here, you know, let me, go ahead, we'll just turn our eye. And he gets arrested again and they release him again, you know, catch and release. It's just, that's goofy
It
stuff.
sounds like Mayberry.
Better than Mayberry because they're all drunk.
Barney Fife on
Yeah.
beer.
But,
Well,
you know,
speaking of drunk, I just want to give a quick shout out to all the other shows on DD Radio,
DD
including
Radio.
Disgruntled Discussions.
what's
because-
disgruntled discussions?
Well, it's veterans basically ranting on different things lately. I know Chappie's been wanting to talk more about veteran
Chappie?
business. Yep, we got Chappie,
BTS
Nevermore,
Dog.
number 2. PTS Dog does guest on. PTS Dog has his own show now, which is fantastic. It's about the service dog, and it's
Oh, wow.
that is probably one of my favorite shows
Woof,
on
woof,
the
dogs
station.
rock.
It's all about service dogs, and he's putting out a book about working with service dogs.
We should like make a comic about you guys like trying to do this, and then the microphones go electrically wonky, so you have weird electric powers. You can like do like, oh, yours is like a secret antenna, so you can like hear all the radio waves. You know, you can figure out what's going on, and you can like do all the reporters and stuff with you. You got like a secret psycho vision. And with that, as long as you're wearing your stuff, you know, you actually have eyes in your hat. You've got these stalks that grow. And so you can see
I can see
into the future
inside
and into the
your
past.
soul.
The problem is, yes. and yes,
I did not hear him.
right. You got like
Hey.
a mouth out of the back of your head, so you're talking out of the side of your head
Hey,
always.
wait. If Stewart could talk, what would he say? What would he say to me?
And Bradley actually gets on the show in front of the microphone
Wait,
more.
Bradley, come here.
Yeah, come on over here.
headphones?
Yeah.
That way you don't knock the
What you got
camera
to
over.
do is stand behind me and just dance
Just
like
let 'em
this.
hang.
Like la-di-da-di-da.
No.
No, put your hands up. Come here, come here.
You gotta get in front of the camera now.
Back here, back here.
You gotta get back
Yeah.
here.
See, like this guy's got a real American. Did you know he's the reason why Trump got elected? He is.
Uh-oh.
Okay, just do this with me.
No.
Do this. Damn, he's like Mr. Dicko. You know?
No.
Cool.
Why am I behind the
Wait,
camera right now?
tickle him.
What?
Tickle. Coochie, 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 coochie. You know why? So people know the cameraman. Because if it wasn't for the cameraman,
That's true.
everybody give him a clap. Except for the sponsor, because he'd actually get clapped.
I was half wondering if we clap loud enough, if other people would just start clapping too.
They do.
Let's try it one more time.
Yeah.
I was tempted to literally just
Here,
be like,
get behind us. And just start clapping.
I was literally just tempted to just be like, just walk in.
See?
Like, I don't know if the camera's going, but it's like, hey, good.
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, Brad! Yeah! We just want to be a part of something and be cool.
Well, we got everyone's attention now.
We did.
They're just reacting to Philo Barnhart.
Keep waving until
They're like,
someone waves back.
yes, Philo
And now
Barnhart.
we need to put a PNG
awkward
of
eye
Aquaman
contact?
in the background
Yes.
as well.
Now everybody's just looking away going, I don't know
Aquaman,
those
the most
people.
powerful man. You know why he's so powerful? Because he never dies. He's always around. Because they think he is weak, but he's a geek, but he's cool.
But he's really
and a
Brian
fool.
Boitano. What would he do?
No. He's Brian Boyd.
Brian Boitano.
Oh, Aquaman. And we're on a mission now to see if Aquaman's in Little Mermaid.
You know?
We're told it's a possibility.
If you see him, you'd be like, hey, look, see? Man. I can do a Dalek. You want me to hear it sound like a Dalek?
Go for
That
it.
too?
Okay.
You got the Who shirt on.
Yes. Oh, yeah, hold on. I got to be hydrated for this.
Yeah, you've been wearing the Doctor Who shirt. Eventually, that was going to be the question.
You know, if everyone who's your fan donated $1 to the GoFundMe thing, just $1, that's it.
Yeah.
I'd have enough to do the artwork for all 3 issues.
Now, is it a nonprofit?
Yes. Silver Phoenix is a for-profit, but my goal is to give away the books away for free. So even though I'm a for-profit business, the goal of my educational books is to give them away, and that's what before I got distracted. My ultimate model is to make all of my books free. So I just ship them out to Diamond, and at least 100 of them go to every store, and you can get my superhero, all my titles, but I need sponsors, and I want to develop that's my model. The reason why is when I first did Mystery Manor Haunted Theater, within a day I could find it on a torrent site. And I asked those guys, hey, look, I'm a little skinny guy, and like, oh, screw you. Okay, wow, there goes all that profit. Here I spent, because each book, realistically, when you pay the artists and things like that, is about 10 to 20,000. And
Whoa, I could live on that for like several years.
Right. And and I burned through about 80,000 for Mystery Manor. I pay the artists, I pay them a decent living wage, I pay the writer a decent wage. Of course, is paying for printing, and the I just love making the comic because it's such a great media. And one of the things why I really, really, really like comics is I come from having dyslexia, so I'm a high functioning illiterate in some ways.
And this is where the part of me having dyslexia is going to help in editing, because I'm going to cut this part and put it before we try to wrap up.
Yeah. See? So, but the thing I just love about the media is the expression of the art. It's a frozen time. And the thing I just find fascinating about comic art is really good comic art. You got to be like, 1, anatomy, obviously. 2, botanist. 3, architecture. 4, industrial design. 5, interior design. 6, staging. And second, sequentially. I mean, all those skills. And then having to think about where lettering may go if you do your own lettering. The coloring to go, the physics of light patterns, You know, for example, you know, you have a stronger light source coming from this angle. You can see this shade over here.
And when to destroy those physics.
Right. Another thing that I also have a reputation for, like I mentioned before, is paying my artists. I once drove a motorcycle through an entire winter. I had a choice of either repairing my car or paying my artists. I drove a motorcycle through the winter because my artists were paid. I find that important. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
You're welcome.
So, it means it's
all right,
over.
so let's go ahead and
So-
wrap
so
this
get the
up.
muck off my
Where can
station.
Where people can find you and also find where to donate and all the good
Okay.
stuff.
In all seriousness, please donate to GoFundMe.com, history of police, or if you just want to, like, you know, do PayPal. Or should I give out the PayPal address?
No, they can find it on the website or the GoFundMe.
Well, I don't.
wherever
Yeah,
you put it
yeah.
up.
My normal site is silverphoenix.net, and for the games, I'm going to be launching Roberts real soon in a couple of months. Dungeon Lord. For my game, it's called It Lies. Not only do you got the dungeon crawl game, you know, with the monster encounters, you also have a bingo game and a card game, like playing cards, using the same monsters. You know,
Yeah. Mark, where can people find you at?
Crazymark.com.
And you can also find
Crazymark.com.
cosplay video from this weekend at
Really?
crazymark.com as well.
Nice. Because we like Crazy Mark. He's not crazy, he's sane.
Well, actually, there
But
wasn't
you know
much
what? It's all
stress.
about
It was
William
cool.
from.
It is.
Allaboutwilliam.com.
Allaboutwilliam.com.
And of course, I'm Toaden from Toaden.com. I really
Toaden.com.
hate to just stop this. I feel
Toden.
like we just listen to you all day.
Yeah. No, you're like, get the muck out. Okay, I understand. By the way, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
No matter what
Thank you
happens,
for watching. Hope you enjoyed our discussion.
always remember you're loved.
Definitely
and
go to his website, check
Thank
it
you.
out. And may the algorithms be in your favor.
Yes, and to all of you out there, no matter what happens, A, always remember you're loved, and B, because you exist, the world is better. Never forget that. Keep it as truth, and the rest will fall away as meaningless drivel because you can stay happy.